is an illusion often of not studying history and recognizing that progressions and regressions occur in history, that integrations and disintegrations occur in history. History is not a fairy tale where certain things are accomplished and then people live happily ever after. And many of us think then that the accomplishments that we've made up to this point means that we are only going to expand them in the future. I think you had better think about that again. And I'll point out today why we must not be so optimistic as to be foolish. In fact, let us go back for a moment to an article written in the Ebony magazine, October 1981, wherein Lerone Bennett, who wrote the book Black Power USA, I think wrote his conclusion to the book. When I read that book, Black Power USA, and I guess it was published back in, the 60s maybe, or 70s, at least early 70s. And I finished reading it, I said, the last chapter of this book is missing. And it went on to laud Black Power during the Reconstruction era and so forth. And yet somehow the logical conclusions were not drawn at the end of that book. The lessons that book implied were not expressed openly and completely. And consequently then, I think some people would have been left with the wrong impression. But lo and behold, he did write the final chapter, but not in the book itself, but in the magazine. The second Reconstruction is history repeating itself. This is October 1981. This is October 1981. And he titled it, as you can see here, The Second Time Around. Will history repeat itself and rob blacks of the gains of the 1960s? So he's dealing with the issue again here. We gained it once and we lost it. Is there any law in the universe that says we will not lose it again? And I like the introduction here. He starts out by saying, over. It was at long last, over and done with. How could anyone doubt it? How could anyone fail to see that the race problem had been solved forever? One man who had no doubt said, all distinctions founded upon race or color have been forever abolished in the United States. Another who saw things this way said the category of race had been abolished by law and that there were no more colored people in this country. Thus spoke the dreamers and the prophets and victims in the first Reconstruction of the 1860s and the 1870s. I don't think I have to elaborate on this kind of attitude. We run into too many youngsters today who say, oh, that was in slavery time. Oh, those were the things that you talked about in the 60s. That's the 60s and the 70s. We're in a new day now. We're not in a new day, ladies and gentlemen. The same words that we were saying today, the same words that we're saying today, the same words that people said over 100 years ago. Why are we in a new day when we're saying the same thing that someone said 100 years ago? He goes on to say, and it is worth emphasizing here at the very beginning that these flights into fantasy were based on the same hard facts that gripped the imagination of blacks in the second Reconstruction of the 1960s and 70s. There was, for example, a black man in the U.S. Senate in the 1870s. And there was a black governor in Louisiana. In the 1860s and the 1870s, as in the 1960s and 1970s, there were black sheriffs and mayors in the South. And there was open speculation about a black vice presidential candidate. So the Jesse run is not new in black American history, ladies and gentlemen. There was, moreover, a network of civil rights laws that seemed to settle the issue beyond all possibility of dispute or recall. Same kind of situation we talked about here today when you try to tell our people that laws don't protect anyone. And there are so many of us who believe.
It rises back up again. And the best thing human beings can do is become more intelligent to deal with those real-rising circumstances. But they taught us to pretend like that's over with. Racism don't exist anymore. It's over. We're all one people now.
Right.
We're all one people.
No.
Well, if there's no such thing as racism, well then why is he running a political race for president? His race isn't concerned. That's all they're talking about. If racism exists, why are they talking about it? Not us, but the Europeans. Race is really put on the line. And that's the difference between him getting office or not getting office. It's based on race. So my point is the same thing that happened with Elijah Muhammad and Malcolm happened the same way with Barack Obama and Jeremiah Wright. He eventually began to start denouncing Jeremiah Wright, his teacher. Denouncing him. Oh, I don't agree with that. I don't agree with what he's saying. I disagree with this, that, and other. So he has the diplomatic place to rise up in his own. He has the diplomatic front to rise up in his own desire for political power. The community is not being taken into consideration. He's rising up. And I said, you know the most challenging thing about this? Is that it's the mulatto against the mulatto. Peep this scenario. It's the light-skinned black against the light-skinned black. This is very, very interesting if you look at that dynamic. They're arguing that the philosophies of two different black people that a lot of black people would argue if they even black. You got two people distracting you on a political front about black culture and the black experience, and both of them can be argued whether how black they really are. Ain't that deep? You look at Jeremiah Wright, he's mixed. You look at Barack Obama, they both mixed. Come on. They're both light. Both of them light. You look at Elijah Muhammad, it's light. Look at Malcolm X, he was light. So our light black boys is fighting over the Uncle Tom position.
Killing an overseer just by staring at him? If Joe don't want her for a mama, I'll take her. Me and Joe grew up together. Both of us was even baptized on the same day by Father Raphael. And Nunu was so young, it was like her and Joe was growing up together. All they had was each other. Then, after they made Joe a head slave, him and Nunu just couldn't sit horses together.
James, you know what to do.
Now y'all belong to me. I'm fixing to give you niggers something, make you never want to run again. Move 'em out, Johnson.
Kuta and some of the other field hands got caught running away to the hills. Kuta wanted to run because she wanted to have her baby in a free place. But she got caught and brought back. I always asked Shango why he never ran off for himself, but he said he just couldn't leave his folks behind like that.
to working, boy. You know your job. Hey, Bible boy. Looking at that fine lady. Ain't she pretty? Just look at her.
Won't you mind your own business? Keep doing what you out here to do.
Oh, she mad over you, Bible boy. Stop your Bible for once. Try to enjoy life a little bit. God don't like all that book reading. Now, do he tell you to forget about life? Eh? No.
Lord, forgive this man, for he know not that his tongue is possessed by the devil.
Hey, Sister Lucy, come on over here. Please help this boy. Give him some life. Boy, stop acting like some kind of animal. One day you want him, another day you don't want him. Whatever kind of God you got, he don't like that neither. You think you too pure for her? Hey, Bible. Hey, boy. Joe, I give you this woman. Now, you be a real man and you treat her right now. Lucy, I give you this man. Take him into your bosom and you be a real woman to him, too. Now, this boy is as slippery as a snake, so just hold on tight to him. Boy changes colors faster than a chameleon, so just don't let him out your sight.
Nathan, them catch Kuta, you know. We have to do something about it.
Eh? Boy, me don't mind me one of business, you know. Stop drag me enough, you know, because I'm in enough trouble already, you know.
One of them days you're going to find out.
Joe, come here, boy.
Yes, sir, Master James.
Here, let's have some fun. Draw me some blood from them black hides.
But, Master James, I can't be flogging and counting at the same time, though, sir.
You mean I got me a nigger that can't count and whoop at the same time? All right, smart boy. Noble.
Yes, sir.
I guess you better go ahead and do it then.
Master James, you can't expect me to do the whipping all by myself all the time. I've been on the road 2 days bringing these here runaways in here. I ain't gonna do no good job of it. I'm feeling bad today. I mean, I'm feeling real tired.
I got me a tired nigger.
Yes, sir.
I guess you'd rather count.
Master James, you know I can't count.
You know what, boy? You used to race to tear them black hides. What's come over you, boy? You want to be a field nigger?
No, sir. I just don't be feeling good today.
Boy, I'll tell you what. From now on, sick or not, you're going to be whipping niggas till you die. And if you don't do as I say, I'm going to take personal pleasure in tearing your black hide.
"26!